Hey, my loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lily, and today we'll talk about 10 things I wish I knew about men in my 20s. As you'll know, or if you don't know, I am married now. I have a daughter. So I'm going to share some of the things that I wish I knew early in my 20s. Okay. And let's get straight into the video. First thing I can tell you is focus on yourself and know your worth. Okay? Focus on yourself. This is something that I always tell people. Focus on yourself. Once you start focusing on yourself and know your worth, know who you are, know what are your likes, your dislike, your deal breakers. You should know these when you want to get into a relationship. So once you get into a relationship, you know exactly what are the things you need to stand on, and don't shake. If it's something that you don't like to do, or if it's something that your intuition is telling you to not do it, just don't do it. Just don't do it. And another thing, like I've said, is know yourself. I remember when I met my husband, I was in a phase, or I was in my era where I wasn't looking for a man. Okay. I was solely just focusing on myself, doing the things that I love to do. I was focusing on my career. I was focusing on my goals. And that's when I met my husband. So the next point will be, don't be desperate. Don't be desperate. I know all your friends, all your family members, or your parents are asking you, when are you going to date, who you're with, all these questions, but don't be desperate. Don't let that push you into, oh my God, I need a man, I need a man, I need a man. No, because once you start being desperate, that's where you will just start accepting the bare minimum. There will come a man who will do the bare minimum to you, and you might think like this is heaven. All because you're desperate, you really, really want a man. But then once you just calm down, okay, and you just start picking and choosing who you want to be with, that's where you might end up actually having something good. But once you're desperate, you'll just take whatever, comes in front of you. So another thing I could say, like, just don't be desperate. Just don't be desperate. Another thing I could say is let him chase you. We live in a generation where now men want to be chased. Like, men are the ones playing so hard to get. Please don't fall in that trap. Please don't. Because a confident man, a gentleman will chase you. But at the same time is let him chase you. We females, most of us are not patient. When we like a man, we're like, oh my God, I like him. I want to show him that, I love him and all that. Don't. I'll tell you, don't. If a man is interested in you, if a man wants to be with you, if a man likes you, he will make effort to come speak to you. And men have this tendency of, once you throw yourself to them, even if they don't like you or if they don't want to be with you, they will accept that and they'll just play with you. They'll play with your feelings. They'll play with everything you have. They will destroy everything you have, because these are the men that didn't want you or didn't have interest in you. But because you threw themselves to them, they will take that opportunity to just try it. So don't be their trial. Don't. Just stay, wait, just relax. If a man really wants you and if a man is interested in you, they will come to you. I remember in my 20s, there are a lot of situations I put myself in that I would have easily avoided it if I just let the man who is interested in me come to me. And sometimes it's peer pressure. We get pressured in this and that and that and that. Don't fall in that trap. Another thing I can say is create a space for friendship. Regardless if you want it to be a long-term relationship, regardless you want to marry this person, regardless, create that space where there is friendship. And then from there, some other things can proceed, because you don't want to when just to get into a relationship and all of a sudden it's just strictly a relationship and there's no foundation of friendship. The first thing is having that foundation of friendship. It's so important because the person you're with, you want them to also be your best friend. If you can't be with you, if you can be in a relationship with a person who they're your best friends, what is that relationship? Where will that relationship lead you guys to? Because there are times love itself is not enough. There are times where you need more than love itself. So having that foundation of friendship will really help you and will really shape your relationship into a very great thing. And that's why people tell you, I married my best friend. It's not just you just marry a man, but you marry your best friend, a person where you can always run to speak to talk to, who are your best friend. I remember also when I met my husband, we built that friendship. Yes, both of you might be interested in each other. Like, okay, they came to you. Yes, they're interested in you and all that, and you really want that. Okay. But build that relationship where there is friendship into it. Because there are times where you might end up not liking the person. There are times where they'll piss you off. There are times where they will do all this crazy stuff. You will do that the same way, but if there is that foundation of friendship, it holds that relationship so dearly and it holds that relationship with heaviness. Another thing I can say is be a good listener. Okay? Be a good listener. Because sometimes we females, we love to talk. I know, like for me, I love to talk. I love to have a last word. I'll make sure I have a last word. But then I ended up seeing that it's not a good thing. It's really not a good thing. And sometimes we just need to just be quiet and listen to our significant other. Okay. Listen to our other person. And this just goes by in anything, in friendship, in relationship. Be a good listener. Be that listening ear. Sometimes people doesn't want you to say anything. They just want you to listen. But somebody to confide to you or wants to talk to you, or sometimes just they want to say how they feel. You don't always have to crush them. You don't always have to have the last word. Sometimes just listen and acknowledge that, okay, I understand you. Even if you don't agree with them, there are situations where you can say something, right? But then there are situations where there's no point. All you gotta do is just be a listening ear or a good listener. And those are the kind of things, some of the things I wish I knew, because I feel like some of the relationship in the past, if I was just a good listener and listened, I think even if, I think like things wouldn't go as bad or things wouldn't go to that extent where we hate each other. You know what I mean? So yeah. And with that being said, I'll go to my next topic, or not everything should be an argument. Okay. You can still communicate. You can still communicate in a very, let me rephrase it. You can still, people say communication is the key, but also there is a way where you can communicate without making it an argument. If you didn't like something, for instance, maybe this person is always late for dates or this person is always late for this thing. When you meet them, it doesn't have to be like, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore because you're always late, but there is a way to say it. Like you can just be like, hey, I understand you are very busy, but also you have to value my time because I'm always coming here early and you're always late. You should have let me know that you're coming late so maybe I could do my other things and know exactly when to come. Be their peace, but also they need to be your peace as well. So this is another point that is really important that I see also a lot of people doing. I can't say that I did it. For me, when I was in that state, I really did it because I'm like, I'm not doing this. Is don't give a person wifey benefits while you don't hold any title to them. Even not hold any title, even if you're just a girlfriend, don't give him wifey things or wifey benefits if you're not a wife. Don't. All these things of, oh, let's move in together, let's do this, let's do that, and all that. Okay. If you're giving him every single thing, why should he engage you? Why should he marry you? Because you're already giving every wifey things or wifey benefits to him. What is there for it to make you a wife? Nothing, because they're already getting everything. And I understand some people will say like, oh, marriage is just a piece of paper. But for me, I value marriage. Marriage for me is not just a piece of paper. I don't understand even like people committing to having kids with someone than marriage, you know? So just don't do that. Like, don't give somebody wifey benefits, while you're not even a wife. And people always come to complain like, oh my God, I've been with this person for 10 years, but they didn't even engage me, or they didn't even, pursue to even marry me while we've been all these years together. We have plus kids. But what is there? Like, what's the difference between what he have now and if he marries you? You're already giving him all the wifey benefits. What is there for them to marry you and things will change? Because you're already giving him everything. So one thing I can tell my ladies who are in their early 20s and 20s, even if you're in their 30s, okay? If you're not married to that man, stay on your place. Be a girlfriend. Do your girlfriend duties, okay? Don't overstep yourself. And people don't understand. Just because you're doing XYZ to a person, or you're doing all these things to the person, doesn't mean they'll value more. Actually, most of these men, the more you do for them than what they do for you, you will lose respect for them. They'll feel like, now this is an easy target for me to play around with. Don't. Just because, you're doing XYZ, you're overstepping yourself, or you're doing all these things, doesn't mean that the man will really respect you and value you. No. So if you hold a girlfriend title, do your girlfriend duties, okay? If you hold a fiancé title, do your fiancé duties. Once you're married to this man, then that's where you'll do your wifey duties. But don't sell yourself short, okay? Don't sell yourself short. You giving this man everything in the books, okay? Everything. And he can give you what you really want. No, don't. Don't overstep yourself. Another thing I can say is work on a feminine energy. Work on it. I started really learning late when it comes to feminine energy. I used to do some of the things which are feminine and, just boosting my feminine energy. But in my late 20s, that's when I started being blown on my feminine energy. And I've seen a lot of things differently. So start working on your feminine energy, okay? Take good care of your appearance. I know some people will say, oh, it's so shallow to think about appearance, but appearance can come in handy. Like, work on your appearance. Dress, dresses stuff. Put your rings on, smell good. Work on your body. Appearance can mean so much, okay? Appearance is when somebody sees you, that's exactly what they see, okay? Because that's the first thing someone sees when they look at you. So invest on your skincare, dress dressy, dress like a feminine, dress like a female. Put some cute clothes on, put some earrings. If you love makeup, do your makeup, look cute. It doesn't hurt anyone. Take really good care of your hair. If you love lashes, if you love nails, just invest in your appearance. And another thing, feminine doesn't just mean appearance. It means a lot. It means a lot. Work on your inside. It's not always about the outside. Work also on your inside. Work on your healing. Work on those because you don't want to take your trauma to somebody else. It's going to ruin everything what you want. Work on yourself. Journal, do your self-care. If you're tired, see what are the things you can do to boost your energy up. And I have a video on my other videos, or even on this video, I'll link it, about feminine energy. If you want to learn more, you can watch that video. It speaks all about feminine energy and how to increase or boost your feminine energy. So work on that, because if I knew earlier on about my feminine energy and started working on my feminine energy, I feel like I'll be a whole different person way before. But then I started not knowing about the feminine energy in my late 20s, and I saw a difference. So if you're still in your early 20s, or if you're in your 15, 16, 17, it's always a great time to start learning these things and to start practicing them early. And lastly, I could say is know what you want and work on what you want. Always, before you meet a man, or before even thinking about having a man, know what you want. What do you really want in a man? I know you might say, oh, I want a 6 feet guy and all this and all that. And all the materials. I want somebody who drives this car and all that. But also don't forget what the person have in their heart. What do you want? Because at the same time, you want a person who is loving, who is caring, who will love your family. Like all those categories, what do you really want in a man? Because once you start searching for the person, you will know exactly what you're looking for. So that's really important. You just don't want to go blindly, because once you go blindly, they will blindside you. And before you know it, a year down the road, 2 years down the road, and you find yourself not happy in a relationship, you'll find yourself not happy with the person you're with. And at the end of the day, this is not even what you wanted in the first place. So yeah, just know what you want. And if you love this kind of videos, please don't forget to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button, and just come back and follow for more content. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.